Hello, class. This is a bit of a side topic that relates to the Week 11 assignment, and it's something that I do want to go ahead and mention. If you're a Windows user or using a Linux machine, you should not have to worry about this. This is only for people who are using the Mac to do command line interfacing. So I'll go ahead and demonstrate something that I'll show you guys how to solve an issue that occasionally comes up. On a Mac, if you're logged into the remote server for too long, you'll actually reach a point where you can't open graphical displays. You can't open GNE, Xclock, Xeyes, anything like that. And there's a reason why that's the case, but what we're going to do is we're going to show you guys how to actually solve that issue so that you can stay logged into the server for a lot longer time without having to worry about the graphical displays not opening when you want them to. So first, before I show you guys how to actually do this, how to actually set this up, first make sure that you're not logged onto the server. So make sure that you don't have the M or the tilde on the left-hand side here. Make sure that you are in fact logged off the server. So if you see the golden M with the blue highlight, then you are in fact logged on the server and you need to log out before you do this. But if you are in fact logged off the server, then you should be good to go. So there are a series of commands that you can type to get this problem resolved. So first command that's going to be is cd space .ssh. Make sure there's a space there. And that'll take you into a system folder. And then the next command that you want to type after that is nano config. Again, make sure there's a space here. And that's going to bring up a window that looks something like this. And then once this shows up on your screen, this is going to be blank. What you want to do is you want to make sure that you transcribe everything that you see on the screen right here, and make sure you copy it exactly. Everything's capitalized that needs to be capitalized. Make sure everything's lowercase that needs to be lowercase. Make sure everything's spelled correctly. Make sure you copy that exactly. Otherwise, you're actually not going to be able to log into the server at all. It'll constantly give you an error message, in which case you're going to have to go back into this config file, fix the problem, and then it's just a really tedious process. So just make sure to save yourself from that tedious process. Make sure that you're copying everything that you see in here exactly. So forward agent, yes, with some spaces there. Forward X11, yes, with some spaces between those two things. Forward X11 timeout space, and then 8H, bit of a tongue twister there. Forward X11 timeout space 8H, and what this will basically do is this will set it up so that you can be logged onto the server for 8 hours before the graphical displays stop opening on you. So I don't think you're going to be logged onto the server for 8 hours nonstop. If you are, then I applaud your dedication, but probably not going to be the case. So 8 hours should be more than enough time to suit your needs. And then once you have all this typed out, there's a couple of keyboard shortcuts down here that I can show you all sorts of other things you want to do in Nano, but the main things that you want to worry about is this shortcut down here. So this little caret symbol basically denotes the control key. So if you hold down control and then hit O, that basically saves the file that you just created. So holding down control and then O should bring up something that looks like this. File name to write, config, and you just go ahead and hit enter. You should see something like this that says wrote 3 lines. Or 4 lines, depending on if you hit the enter key after this. And then once you've done that, then the way you get out of this nano config window is you hold down the control key and hit X, and that should take you back to the regular command line. And then if all goes well, then you shouldn't have to worry about not being able to open the graphical displays when you're logged on the server anymore if you're using a Mac.